Hello YouTube, so I do a quick video here. If you've been wondering, can we take the Retevis RT91 amplifier and use it as a repeater or use it as part of a repeater with another radio? The answer to that question is yes, you can. And before I show you this, there's a couple things I want to say first is, for those of you who are new to this video or new to this channel, I have designed and made, and I'm testing now, a repeater controller board that will let you take any two-way radio, mobile two-way radio, and make it into a full repeater. This does not use a computer. It does not use Vox. There's no radio modifications. The only thing the radio needs, you'll need two radios. Your receive radio must have a speaker out jack on the back of it. And as for your transmit radio, you must know the mic pinout so that you can hook it up to the interface board. I'll show you kind of more of that, what I mean here, in a little bit. But this lets you take any two-way radio that's a mobile and make it into a full repeater. Now, with that being said, you should only do this on the frequencies you are licensed for, and not all frequencies allow repeaters. So make sure that you are allowed to have a repeater on that frequency that you want to do this with. This will work with either ham radios, GMRS, business band, any type of radio, as long as, like I said, you know the mic pinouts and it's got a speaker out. You will need two radios to do this. Now, in this video, we're taking the Retevis RT91 amplifier, and we're going to use that for the transmit radio. Now, if you've been following my channel, you know I usually have this in my car. This is my one I've done in my videos. What this is this is an amplifier that lets you hook up a handheld to the amplifier to give you about between 30 to 40 watts output. The handheld can only do 5 watts. So that's what I usually have in my car. Now, the handheld's what's programmed to the frequency. In this case, the handheld's programmed to the repeater to the transmit frequency I want to use. So this is the transmit part now. This radio down here is my receive radio. This is programmed to my receive frequency. This radio in the middle, it's not being used in this video. I've used that in other videos, but this is normally my transmit radio, but instead we're using this RT91 amplifier as my transmit. Now, I'll explain a little later in the video about the mic jack hookup, but I will tell you this before I forget. I had to figure out the mic jack hookups. The Retevis owner's manual did not have the mic pinouts on there, so I had to use an ohm meter. I took the microphone apart and I used an ohm meter to figure out which was ground, which was mic, which was PTT. So that's how I did that. I'm going to post a pinout to that on my forum under the RT91 category. So go there, you'll have that mic pinout there for you. So now, what we're going to do here is I'm going to do a sound test for the video. So, like I said, this is a full repeater now, okay? So we're going to do a sound test. I have this radio is programmed to this repeater. I took the sound speaker out. I have it hooked up to a cable, which is hooked up to a my USB sound card. And then that'll be sound test number 1. Sound test number 2, I have a microphone in front of the speaker so you can actually hear how it sounds coming over the speaker. That'll be my sound test number 2. I have the volume, 6 o'clock is off. I have it about 8 o'clock position. I may have to turn it up when I do this microphone test here. So that's what that radio is for. I have another radio that is programmed to this repeater. That's how I'm going to trigger it. When I do this sound test, I'm going to turn off the microphone that I'm using to make this video. I'll turn that off, and we'll go ahead and get started with the sound test. So let's go ahead.
Radio check, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the sound test number 1. This sound test is taking the sound off the speaker out cable and it's being fed into my USB sound card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so now I'm back on the other microphone that I used to make this video. Now I should mention I am way too close to be doing this, so hopefully there's not too much feedback, but I am way too close. So if you hear any buzzing or anything, it's probably because I'm way too close. Now let me unhook. I have to unhook this cable so that I can turn on the speaker so we can use this microphone. This microphone's about 1 inch away from the speaker. I may have to turn the volume on this though. So let's go ahead. We're going to do that sound test next. I will turn off the microphone that I'm using now, and we'll go ahead and give that a try.
Radio check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Radio check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So hopefully that came through. That was with the microphone that's about 1 inch away. Now, let me go ahead and explain this mic cable on this amplifier. Now, I tried to, instead of using the actual mic cable, I tried to get a cable that would plug into here, but that did not work. I thought it was an RJ11, like back in the phone days when you had house phones. You would use an RJ11 here, but the spacing on the pinouts here are too narrow, so it doesn't make connection. So maybe that might be an RJ12, I'm not sure. So what I end up doing, if you're not familiar with this amplifier, the microphone that comes with it, you can take the cable off. The rubber boot comes off. And let me show you what I mean. That's pan down here. Okay? Here's that cable. It looks like this. Let me take this off. Let's go ahead and show you exactly what I'm talking about here. When you get it, this amplifier, the cable's like this. You pull this rubber boot back carefully to expose the connector. It's an RJ45. The pinout I have on my forum is the RJ45 pinout. So, well, you take this, and you go like that, and that's how you disconnect it. Okay? Now, what I did here, though, is I don't have a breakout box, so I made one. I can plug this cable in. You can buy a RJ45 breakout box so that you don't have to do anything to this cable. And let me show you what I mean by that. If you go to Amazon and you type in RJ45 breakout box, I'll post this link on my forum along with the mic diagram. But if you go to Amazon, you want the female ones, but there's different. See, these have screw terminals. The first one you see here has screw terminals, so you can hook up wires. But there's different types. There's some with cables. You'll have to pick which one you want. But make sure it's a female. This one here is a male. You don't want that one. You want the female one, because obviously it's male on the other end of the cable. So let me go back here. So you want the female, because this is male. So you can pick. Some of them have a cable that's, that gives you a little more length, but you want the screw terminals because you hook up wires from there to my terminal on here. Real simple. It's actually only 3 wires that you need to worry about. Is the ground, the PTT, and mic in. They're only 3 wires. So it's real simple to do, but you can do that so you don't have to you don't have to damage this cable. You can just plug it in, and away you go. So that's what's kind of nice about the break. Like I said, I'll post that Amazon link. You can scroll through it and then pick what type you want, but make sure it's a female. This is the male end, so you want the female type. Okay. Like I said, I made one here. I didn't have one, but I made one quick because I had the socket here. So that's, and you're probably wondering, well, the Retevis owners, man, did not have this. So what I did was I took the microphone apart and I figured out with an ohm meter what pin was ground, what pin was mic in, what pin was PTT. I'll do a video here pretty soon on how to use an ohm meter to figure out what your connections are, because you may not always be able to get a mic pin out. you may email the manufacturer if it's not in the owner's manual, and hopefully they'll email it back to you. But if they don't, as long as you got the microphone for that unit, you can pull it apart and use an ohm meter to figure out what wires you need to use. So, like I said, maybe I'll do a video on that. Now, another thing I get asked about is radios. Even though like I said earlier, should work with most radios, I'd say between 80 to 90, 95% what I'm shooting for. But of course, there's no way I can guarantee it's going to work with every radio. No manufacturer can guarantee anything 100%. That's just how the world works. But I know if some of you have older Motorola radios, maybe you have a whole box full of them, and you want to really know, will this work with this radio? Well, I'll tell you what, if you want to pay for shipping here and then put a prepaid shipping label in the box so I can send it back to you, I won't charge you for me to quickly check it to see if I can get it to work with this interface board. Matter of fact, I'll probably hook it up, make a video, and then I can tell you what the pinouts are for that particular radio. But I will need a microphone for that radio, and I will need the power plugins so I can hook it up to my power supply, obviously. Don't send me a bare radio that has no microphone or no power leads on it, because then I can't, there's no way for me to troubleshoot or figure out how the mic works. I need a microphone with the radio and also the power lead so I can hook it up to my power supply. But send that. I guess, depending on what frequency that radio is on, I may need the programming cable with it and the software, depending on what frequency it's on. I don't know if that radio is a business band frequency. I don't know if I can program that into my handheld. I may have to program your radio to my frequency. Maybe. I'm not for sure, but that's just something to think about. But I'll put my email address in the link below so that you can shoot me an email. Now, you'll probably have to send it post office because I have a P.O. box that you can send this to. But make sure you include a prepaid shipping label or you won't be getting the radio back, because I'm not going to be sending radios, all over the place here. So make sure you do include that. But yeah, I'll do that. No cost for me to do that. Like I said, I can make a video and I can test it while it's here to see how it works. So yeah. So just let me know. Now, if you're interested in this interface board, again, my email address in the description below. Shoot me an email, and I'll at least I'll kind of know if how many people may be interested in it. So do that. That'd be great. Also, another thing I want to mention too is that depending on so far everything's been working really good. So as long as things keep going well, I'm hoping soon I'm going to be able to, start maybe getting this more finalized. And what I mean by that is I will get circuit boards made up so I can go ahead and have a nice circuit board like I did with my other interface board that I made already. I'm hoping to test it with some more radios. So obviously I cannot test it with every radio out there. I wish I could. But there's no way for me to do that. Now, maybe perhaps, Midland or Retevis will see this video and they'll send me some radios so I can test it. I highly doubt that will happen, but you never know. So, at any rate, if you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. Please subscribe. Thank you and have a good day.